I wanted to wait until I got a fair amount of time in this game before I made a video about it and gave my thoughts, my opinions, my impressions on Marathon. Obviously, I showed you, at least you watched, hopefully you watched my video on just me watching the initial impressions of them announcing Marathon, what Marathon was going to be, and hopefully what Marathon could be now that we have a little bit more hands-on impression on what Marathon is going to possibly be at launch and in the near future after launch. My one hope obviously is to give any feedback I can to the developers if they even see this, and hopefully the developing team will do their best to listen to the community feedback regarding Marathon. To put this into perspective, I've played Bungie games all the way back since the year 2000 when I was like 12 years old, and I've played every single one pretty much since then. I've played all the Halos as they came out. I played obviously Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. I know about Marathon. I never played Marathon, so I don't have any connection outside of the Easter eggs that they put in the Halo games back in the day with like the Marathon terminals and the Oni stuff. So I don't have that, previous connection to the game. I'm just a Bungie fan that wants to see Bungie put their best product out. I'm not big on extraction shooters. I played a few of them. Obviously, I played some battle royales. I know they have a lot of overlap as far as what kind of game style they are. I've obviously played Fortnite. I played PUBG. I played probably the one that I can connect to the most, Tom Clancy's The Division, with their whole survival mode. Obviously, I know these aren't extraction shooters, but they have similar cadences and similar aspects going in, where you dive into an activity, you scrounge up stuff, and then you fight other players and do PvP things on top of doing PvE things. I've also obviously played a little bit of Apex Legends, but I don't have a lot of experience with that. So this is just all information that puts into context my overall thoughts and feelings regarding how I looked at Marathon. Yesterday I did about a 24-hour stream playing a whole lot of Marathon, and I've also played a little bit after stream just to get a little bit off stream just experience with it. And in my time, I have enjoyed it. I've already broken, I want to say level 30, 31, 32. So I have a fair amount of time in it. I played a lot yesterday. I played a fair amount today, and I have a whole lot of experience now with Marathon as regards to both maps. I played all the classes, and I do think there are a lot of hopes and really good things that are shining out to me in the foundation of this game that will hopefully come forward in the launch title. First and foremost, this is not a Destiny 2, Destiny 3 replacement. At least in my opinion, I do not think this is the kind of game that if you are a Destiny fan, that if you're looking to pick up Marathon because you are a Destiny fan, this isn't for you. I'm sorry. Like it's going to have some things that feel reminiscent of Destiny. There's a lot of the guns look like some gun models from Destiny. I definitely think they are gun models from Destiny. A lot of the animations for the classes have some, oh, this feels like this, oh, this feels like that. That's kind of where it stops. After that, the gunplay is very, very good. Really, really responsive gunplay, really strong gunplay, and no one's surprised from that. Is Bungie's, one of their best things that they do. After that, it just doesn't become what you would have expected. The main thing you're doing in an extraction shooter, obviously you're going in, you're doing different objectives to get loot to extract. You extract that loot, and then you can use that loot you extracted to upgrade your character and go back in and do another run with better loot. Obviously, every time you take the loot in there, if you die, that loot is gone. You lose it. That is a part of what makes the extraction shooter genre the extraction shooter genre. So you know that going in, and even there's a big thing that pops up on your screen as you're loading in saying, all this loot is at risk. If you die, that loot is gone. So A lot of times that will scare you if you are like, oh, this is my precious legendary shotgun or whatever, my legendary AR with all these really cool attachments that I use to make my build really cool. Oh, I just got team shot and now it's gone. Now I have to go back into this and go get another one or go do something to replace it or whatever to get something to replace it that I've just lost. I spent a lot of hours grinding this out. Is now gone. The unfortunate thing, if you are a Destiny player, that is not going to be something that satisfies you. Everyone knows Destiny has loot. You chase, you get that loot, and then it's there. And it's one of those things that if you're used to this genre, that's fine. But if you're a Destiny fan and you're looking to pick this up because you are, big on Bungie, whatever, then that might, push you away. And understandably so. I do think that this game has the possibility to be really good, but as of right now, I need to see more. This is an alpha. I've really enjoyed my time, but I don't know if this is the kind of game that, unless you are already an extraction shooter player, I don't know if you make this your main game. Obviously, there is going to be some people that come out and make this their main game. Every game is not meant for everybody. Every game should not be made for everybody, and that's okay. I think FOMO and the way game, discourse sometimes, happens is a lot of people will think that if they are not playing every single game that's super popular, or if a game just doesn't appeal to you, but their friends it appeals to, or a lot of, talk around it is positive, then that means that, they're wrong or something. That's okay. Not every game needs to be for every person. I do think there is a niche market for this game. I think it does the visuals spectacularly. I really enjoyed being in the world of Marathon. Probably my biggest takeaway from this, and I had a lot of discussion with a lot of people in chat, a lot of people on Twitter, and probably continually, is that at least for me and in my playtime experience, I feel like the maps could use a bit of an incentive to create the urgency of gunfights. There were multiple times that I loaded into a match and would actively want to try to fight somebody. I want to fight someone, and I couldn't find someone. I hear gunshots. Oh, I hear gunshots. Let me go that way, and I couldn't find no one. Cool. I'm just gonna do my own thing. I'm just gonna kill these AI, do these contracts, do these objectives. And then all of a sudden, boom, team after team after team for 5 minutes straight. The satisfaction of having that balance of PvE, then PvP in bursts is actually really good. I know a lot of people complain or probably aren't big fans of the balancing act between needing to be playing PvE enemies and then all of a sudden getting third party by actual PvP players, or playing PvP players and then getting third teamed or even fourth teamed by PvE enemies. And all that I personally really like when done well. The thing that I enjoyed the most, there was one match where I was in the middle, like me and my team were in the middle of fighting AI, and all of a sudden a third party comes in, and then we're fighting the third party, moving around and fighting them. Some of us went down, another team got down, we got back up, and then we had to do that for about 5 to 7 minutes, on top of having to fight other enemies that showed up. Had a lot of the UESC robots spawn in. It was actually really fun. It felt kind of chaotic for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then in a 25-minute activity, that's it. That was all you had, that little burst. And personally, I wish that it was a bit more. There were a lot of matches where the map felt like a lot of people were gone in the first 10 minutes of the match. Whether or not they, fought each other and everyone died, or everyone extracted. I noticed a pattern where at about the 7 to 6 minute mark, everyone was gone. And because of the timer, at least in my thinking, and this is not anything that extraction shooters need to really think of because they probably already know, but I see the 25-minute timer. I want to spend as much time in that activity as possible doing objectives. You know, I'm going to all the places, I'm farming not really farming, but I'm doing all the objectives, doing all the secret stuff that I can do. And I'm looking for, anytime I hear gunshots, I'm looking for any enemies that I can fight. And a lot of times, if you load in with 25 minutes, which you will, you have, at least I know, it's about 10 minutes to find enemies, like actual players, before it becomes a PvE activity. And because of the movement, you can't move really fast. You gotta like manage your heat for your sprint and everything. And there's a lot of PvE enemies that actually hurt that you gotta like stop and deal with, and then you can keep moving forward. A lot of times I noticed that is a big issue, and I can definitely see a lot of people finding the spaces of nothing happening where you're just traversing around the map, or you're fighting PvE enemies and you're wishing they were PvP players, to be boring. And that is not something that I think Bungie should take lightly. Obviously, the other two maps that they have talked about, I don't think we get to see them in this alpha, but I know they've talked about those are technically the better maps. So I hope that makes things a bit better. I know the other maps are going to have bigger amounts of players in it, so maybe that's going to help too. I wanted to get a couple thoughts out. There's probably one more video I want to make about a few very specific things that I want to touch on, but overall, if I had to give it a number right now, my thoughts is about a soft 7 out of 10 from a alpha standpoint. The launch was actually really good. The overall feeling of the game is pretty strong. I see a lot of notes that like this could be good. I don't know from a financial standpoint what I would personally pay for the game as is, but that's something that doesn't even matter, because this is an alpha. This isn't even the beta. This isn't even September 23rd's launch version. And even as I was making this video, they've already put out a patch to make a few changes to this game's alpha to test things out a bit better. If you've had a chance to play the alpha, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.